Alright, hello everyone. We are back. Hole number 9 here. Might as well at this point go for it. So I'm just going to free up a chest. I don't know what we're going to be doing. Snow Globe, Berserker. I really don't know. I'm assuming they're going to give us a slight win to potentially go for this, but I really don't know. I would imagine that they're not going to give us expert wind, so it's not going to look quite that angle. For the most part, you know, every wind kind of has its unique angle, but you know, I probably should have. I didn't adjust my bag at all. Well, we might luck out. So we might have the wind where we're going to be beating it up towards the green. To be honest with you, I would not be the least bit surprised with that wind, because that's very similar to the expert. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if you take a snow globe, if you know, with just the perfect aim, if you can't hit the green or send it up towards the green. There you see a nice safe berserker shot. Trying to anticipate what to do for myself. What's our wind at? How high is it? Oh, we have a very low wind. So I'm actually a little bit more worried about my shot because it's even smaller than his. I'm going to assume that this is a layup, and I'm just going to try to lay up accordingly. I'm just going to try to, you know, basically try to center that fairway, but with some curl. I'm gonna use it. If you guys watch my expert where I said I didn't do this and I wanted to, this is the way I'm going to do it with, you know, landscape curl. Try to force this ball a little bit more to the right than I did last time, and I got it there. So it looks like, you know, for most winds it is going to be a layup into the fairway, and you can see how good landscape curl is actually going to do it. It's going to get it far more right, to where you could easily kind of shoot that gap, and more towards a 19 wind or whatever, 18, 19 miles per hour. We could really get up there, have a nice tight little shot, have a very good albatross chance. We're still going to have a albatross chance here. I'm going to, you know, kind of hone in very similarly. You can see that the side wind shot is going to be very hard. We're going to do it very straightforward, how we usually do it, about 3 backspin. Just try to hone in on that adjustment. Try to, if anything, you know, just try to straighten out our line a little bit. I like to do an overplay, but at the same time, it's only good for an X amount of rings of overplay. So I might try to counterback curl this just a tiny bit, just to try to, you know, 20 curl. I'm just trying to, you know, kind of split the difference a little bit, depending on, yeah, so we are kind of towards max, so it is going to be a little bit hard to control. So I'm assuming, you know, at the max, like we mentioned, see where 3 is. Max is right there. We're coming in just a little bit. I'm going to try to do maybe 2 top spin. I would really like to land on this surface, so that's what we're going to try to do. Additionally, you know, like I said, max adjustment, 10, 12 rings. I'm going to just try to straighten it out, as opposed to playing extra rings this time, because I do want to land on the correct surface and get it still shooting towards the hole. Ugh! And it's just a little bit too much counter curl, just slightly. But you can see, you know, where I was trying to land it is more in line with where I, you know, did that, and it was kind of like a 11-ish ring adjustment. It was very close to max. It was a little bit under because I wasn't at max, so I did come in just slightly. Not very much. And like I said, you know, especially with the counter curl, I just tried to straighten it out because I didn't want to overplay and potentially, you know, miss the surface that I was trying to land on. So I was just trying to kind of, you know, split the difference on those 2 methods a little bit. You can go for a little bit of an overplay, but not very much, and then just try to counter back the rest. And my opinion for if you get a wind like this, downwind, is going to be, well, first off, we might go into iron, so I'm a little worried about that. Let me see what happens to this guy's when he starts to pull back. Yep, this is going to be absolute death. So I'm going to use, I'm going to shot copy him. So I saw he just put it on the rough with a 14. He's also going into a little bit more power. You can see how he has, I'm assuming he's not going to hit the island, which he didn't. So that was a good assumption. Now kind of the question becomes, do I try to hit the island or do I just try to beat that guy? We are going to try to hit the island just for fun. I am very, very worried about hitting the island, kind of like I mentioned. And, like I said, I'm going to, more than anything, try to shot copy him. So first off, I'm going to try to go more centered. In terms of backspin, I usually use, we're going to use 5 here. This is kind of where he had his 14 mile per hour wind. Also, I'm keeping in mind the curl, that it's going to probably go a little bit more left of center. And I'm going to go beyond this, maybe 6, 7 more rings than he did. As you can kind of see what his ball did. I'm basically just using his shot for my aim because I have no idea where to aim. So don't think that I'm doing anything that's like, even worth counting there. It's way too hard when you go from halfway into one club to go halfway into another club. Not even trying to size that up. That's just way too much work. I'm just basically using his mistake against himself, knowing that, I have about almost 2 miles per hour more wind than he did. And in addition, he added power. I didn't. And I could see that he landed at least, 5 yards into the bunker. So I was just kind of using all those facts to myself to just kind of execute the shot. So anyway, good luck, guys, with your guide. You can see kind of where I'm at. All things considered, not too bad. I'm a little disappointed with great ball I did. But aside from that, I honed in on a lot of these. There's only a couple holes that I really want, a couple of revisions for you guys. So, all things considered, you guys have a very good master's guide here on 6, 7 holes. So I'd really only like to get a little bit more honed in on the island par 3 and what's the other par 3? The Sunshine Glades. Aside from that, shoot, I was right in it on almost everything else. Maybe one other hole. So, at least 6 holes, you guys have really good guides where, I'm less than a ring from making something. So, good luck there with your Masters tournament. And be on the lookout for some kind of update. I'll figure out a way, something. So, good luck, guys. See you guys next time.